So guys, in this video I'm going to do a creditors reconciliation statement. Okay, so for today's lesson I chose that we must use this format. Remember, beside this format there is also another format which you have to know whether under a creditors ledger, when we debit it's an increase, when we credit it's a decrease. Okay, you must go and check the other videos so that you will be able to know the both format. Okay, after all, this is going to also teach you something that you didn't know if you know the other format. Okay guys, remember when we talk about creditors reconciliation statement, we are correcting mistakes that are done by either us as a business, which we call it a creditors ledger is our books, or it was done by our supplier. Okay, remember when we purchase to our supplier, there is a lot of things that happen. For example, we can buy something on credit, they have to record and we also have to record. So anything can happen, mistake can happen, that can make what a different. But after all, the balances must be the same, it must balance. Okay, creditors reconciliation 1.2. Simple store buy goods on credit from Nadu supplier. A statement account was received on 28 August 2023 and the balance did not correspond with the balance of the creditors ledger account of Nadu supplier. In other words, our business is Simple Store. Our supplier that we are dealing with for today is Nadu. If we find any other supplier included, we must cancel. Okay, we must do it separate, not on this one. Here is Nadu and the Simple Supplier only. Okay, let's check. Required. Complete the table provided in the answer book. This is the answer book. Okay, information. They say that indicate whether it's an increase or decrease. You must show plus or minus. Okay, information. The balance on the creditors ledger account of Nadu supplier in the books of Simple Store. In our books of Simple Store, guys, the balance was 40,000. Okay, number A, I'm gonna write it down below. Okay, we're gonna have a column here of a balance. Okay, it was 40,100, and on the other side of our supplier is 21,020. Okay, now number A, let's go to number A. This opening balance, guys, they didn't even have a marks for this activity. Okay, it was just copy and paste. Number A, errors and omission. Simple Store reflected a credit invoice of 8,800 in the creditors ledger account of Nadu supplier. This was goods purchased from Nandosile dealers. Nandosile dealers is a third party. Remember here I said that we're dealing with Simple Store and Nadu. Then as we did mistake, our business, our books did mistake and recorded what? An invoice. When we record invoice, liability increase. It was not supposed to increase between these two reconciliation. We have to record for Nandisile separately, which means that this must be subtracted. We have to minus, let's show by a bracket, or we can even show by minus 8,800. Very simple. Okay, we are the one who did mistake, we must record in our books. Number B, an allowance of 1,740 for damaged goods return was recorded as invoice in the creditors ledger account of Nadu Supply. Guys, here we returned goods, okay, but this was recorded as we purchase. Remember, when we return, liability decrease, but when we purchase, liability increase. Okay, so instead of recording a return, we added, which means that now we have to go and rectify that mistake. Because we previously added, when we rectify now, what do? We subtract. We're going to subtract the first one, 1,740. The first one is to cancel, and the second one is to record what? The return 1740. Guys, instead of showing this, you can say total between these two is gonna give you 3048. They're gonna give you 2 marks here, or they give you 1 here. Okay, that's how you do it. The first one is to cancel, the second one is to record the return. Okay, it was supposed to be recorded as return, but they recorded as invoice. Invoice increase liability. Okay, we can't pay for something that we return. Number C, an invoice for 15,200 was incorrectly reflected as 12,000 on the statement. They're the one who did mistake, our supplier. They say that invoice of 15,000, they show it as 12. Instead of recording more, they recorded less of 12, which means that in order to cover up, we must calculate the difference between these two and go and edit. If you said 15,200 minus 12,200, you will find that we are going to add amount of 2,700. We calculate the difference to rectify that mistake. If you go and add this 12,700 from 12,500, it will go back to 15,200, which is correct. Number D, Simple Store recorded 10% discount. We must listen very carefully on this one. Simple Store recorded a 10% discount on the EFT payment of 9,600. Us as a business, our business, we recorded 10% of 926, which is 960. We recorded 960. If you say 10% of 9,600, you will get 960. Okay, and they said this did not appear on the statement of Nandu Supplier. It did not appear even here. And they said Nandu Supplier stated that discount should have been 5%. Guys, discount is not 10%, it's 5%. Okay, which means that because this is 10%, is half of this. Okay, so what do we do now? Remember, in our supplier's book, it is totally not appearing, which means that 9,600 multiplied by 5% is gonna give you amount of 48. Because this is discount, our supplier must reduce what? Our debt minus 48. But remember, in our business, we recorded how much? 960 here. Is it correct? No, they said it's supposed to be 5%, which means that from this negative 960 that we subtracted, we must add back 48, so that we can left with what? Negative 48 that need to be subtracted here. This is what we need to correct in order to get this. Plus 48. The reason why we are saying plus 48 because if you say the minus, you are now making things worse, which means that at the end of the day you already subtracted 15%, because already 10% has been subtracted. Now you have to add back to go back to what? To 5%. Very simple. Okay. Number E. Nandu Supplier did not deduct 10% trade discount on the trade invoice for goods purchased. The correct net amount of 11,160 was recorded in the Creditors ledger account in the books of Simple Store. Who did mistake? Obvious is our supplier here. Okay. They say that they did not deduct. They were supposed to deduct 10% discount. Okay. They give us amount of 11,160 multiplied by, we are looking for 10%, but do we have 100% here? No, guys. They say that this is a net. A net amount is already deducted 10%, which means that it's 90%, which is going to give us 1,240 is the one that we are going to subtract here. 1,240. Okay. And then number F. Okay, let me wrap here so that we can have a space for totals. Okay, number F. Number F, they said that an invoice of goods purchased for 6,300 was not on the statement of Nadu Supplier, and the statement date is 28th February 2023. Okay, guys, if you have been watching so far, guys, please let's keep supporting this channel. Let's subscribe as much as possible. I want to make sure that, guys, by June, let's reach at least 60,000, so that by year end we will be able to reach 100,000 gold. So it's only possible if you guys keep subscribing, and this channel is gonna grow and keep uploading more videos. Please, let's do so. Don't go without subscribing, guys. Okay, now the last one. This amount of 6,300, they said it was not recorded on the statement. Obviously, we have to go and do it and record, because it's invoice increase liability. It's gonna be plus 6,300. Okay, so if you add this side, remember when you come here, guys, it's either you said negative 40,000 minus 8,800 minus 3,400 plus 48 is gonna give you 28,300. If you do the same here, it's gonna give you 28,300. That's what we call creditors reconciliation as balance. But guys, there is more than 3 formats that they can requested you to prepare this. So go and watch the other videos on the playlist, so that you can also learn the other method. Okay, I hope you learn something, you enjoy, and I'm gonna see you on the next upload.